Audio's on. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this afternoon's weekly wrap-up news conference with Coach Stoops. Coach, just give us your thoughts on how practice has gone this week, and we will throw it up for questions. Raise your hand. That's needed.
Sure. It's been a really good week of practice. Obviously, we needed the reps. We got to get better. We've worked hard. I really like our guys' attitude, and got to continue to build on the good things that we've done and get some things fixed. We're going to need to play well here this week.
Okay, you want to see one question in the queue. If you want to ask a question, you need to get it in. First question is from Lonnie Demery. Lonnie?
Mark, last year, Eccles said last year he wasn't confident in what he was doing. He was kind of uncertain of himself. But now he said he's very confident now.
Who are you talking about? Brandon Eccles?
Brandon Eccles. He said he's very confident now. Is it he could be a little bit too confident? I say you run across the field and kind of get a $15 penalty for horse collar.
Yeah, Brandon is doing some good things. He played well last year for a good portion of the year. It's a tough position. You got to be on your toes, attentive, and locked in each and every play. In games like this, it seems to me, again, they've been evenly matched, and Tennessee's come down with some 50-50 balls. So we have to contest. We've got to make some competitive plays and try to limit as many explosive plays as we can. And so he'll have that opportunity.
Okay, Josh Moore.
Hey, Mark. Some of your comments this week about quarterbacks. I know it's a position that we talk about a lot, but this week about those other guys being ready and Terry needing to play a good game. And I assume everybody needs to play a good game. But I guess what does that look like for Terry? Like, at what point do you have to say, or you maybe reconsider, like just putting somebody out there for a series? And just what would that look like? If what would you have to see from him to do something like that, I guess?
I don't know. I'm really not comfortable speculating on that. I mean, that's no way to go into the game, and I have no reason to speculate or to try to guess. I don't know. I mean, he's our starting quarterback. We have expectations. He needs to play well. He knows that. So do the rest of our guys.
Lee Howard.
And Mark, kind of a two-part question with the way the defense played last week. I know their spirits were up when we talked to them yesterday, and the offense, of course, in the first two games of the year. What would it look like to get all the units playing together really well at the same time, and how much has that been stressed this week?
Absolutely. That's what we've been talking about. I talked about it post-game in the locker room as soon as we were wrapping up with Mississippi State, and that was my point then. It was my point Monday. We talked a lot about it, and it's up to us, each individual and collectively as a group, to play the very best we can. And what could that look like? We're striving for perfection. Obviously, we know that's not going to happen, but we need to play the very best we can and put it together and try to become a good football team.
Okay, next question is Maggie Davis.
Coach, yesterday Brad White talked a little bit about sort of what his thought process was after, of course, some SEC games got canceled. Coach Saban ended up testing positive for coronavirus. From your perspective, what sort of went through your mind when you started seeing news like that come out yesterday?
Well, obviously you're concerned, that you want this thing we want to contain it and keep it under control. And anytime you start seeing cancellations and Coach Saban or anybody like that getting sick, there's some concern. We want to keep our teams as safe as possible, but we want to play. And do the very best we can and continue to reinforce that with our team to make the sacrifices necessary and do the best we can with keeping as safe as we can.
John Clay.
Hey, Mark, I was just wondering if there's any update on Josh Paschal's status for Saturday.
No update. He's out there. He's practicing. So, we'll see how it goes.
Derek Terry.
Yeah, I was asking on Pascal, and I asked Bryce Oliver as well. If there's any I saw it seemed like in a picture yesterday he was out there practicing as well. So, any update on him?
They're out there practicing.
Okay, Josh Moore.
I planned on asking about Bryce there, but what does he unlock, and what needs, what are you seeing from the receivers in particular this week, just as a group that's trying to find that, I think Josh is sort of there as the number one, but really kind of getting those guys going and opening things up for Terry.
Well, again, it's a combination of things. We have to play good collectively. The O-line has to give him time, and Terry needs to be more efficient at throwing the football. Guys need to get open. So everybody has their part, and I see a group that's worked really hard to improve. And, again, we've shown signs this year. Didn't have our best effort this past Saturday, so hopefully we'll continue to improve on that.
Okay, John Clay.
Mark, you talked on Monday about Coach Pruitt instilling some physicality in the Tennessee and what they want to do. Obviously, you have done the same thing in Kentucky. How much is Saturday going to boil down to physicality for both teams?
I think it's always important. It's a big part of the game. And, again, it comes down to, explosive plays, though, as well. And to me, that was the difference in the game a year ago. We were very efficient in both sides of the line of scrimmage and showed some, really explosive runs and moved the football, but we have to be able to punch it in. And we played a good game defensively, but we gave up some big, shots in the pass game. That, to me, was a big difference in the game.
All right, Josh Moore.
You said on Monday, Mark, that you were going to have a conversation with Akeem Hayes. How did that go? And should we see him on Saturday or?
Went good. Went fine. It was a one-way conversation.
Okay, wait for one to unmute. Try that again. Jeff Drummond.
Hey, Mark, and just glancing down at the stat sheet, it seems like your teams kind of mirror each other in some ways this week. Would you agree with that? And what typically makes the difference when two teams are really close in a lot of the key stat areas?
Again, I think I've touched on it quite a bit. It's two teams that are physical, that are well coached, and it's going to come down to some competitive plays, some 50-50 plays on both sides. We have to create some plays down the field in the pass game and convert on that, and we have to defend. Teams are going to make their plays, but you have to get yours.
Okay, we got time. We got three more in the queue. That'll do it. Josh, John, and Maggie. Josh, go ahead, please.
Sorry, Tony. I don't know what happened there. I didn't have another question.
Okay, good. Maggie, go ahead, please.
Coach, on Monday you talked about maybe changing some smaller things this week and into the game, maybe some travel arrangements and stuff like that. Can you talk a little bit about those changes that you are thinking about making and how you think those might impact the game and your players and how ready they are for a noon game this weekend?
Well, hopefully it'll help. I believe it will. We're going to break it up a little bit, and I prefer to keep it to myself on that and not do too much advertising on what we plan on doing.
Okay, our last one is from WDRB. You don't have a name on that. Go ahead, please.
Coach, Aaron Matus with WDRB. As you continue year in and year out to build this program, how important, I know we make a big deal about haven't won since this date, haven't beaten them there since this date, but how important is it to cross those off? You got that win at Florida a couple of years ago, and I guess how important would it be to get one in Tennessee?
Well, it just in general, it's always important. I mean, you're right. I haven't had to hear that for a while. It's been nice that I don't hear many of those statistics anymore. And we try to do the very best we can each and every week. They're all competitive games. Every game's important. And there's no denying that this one is important, and we want to go play well.
Okay, folks, thank you very much for your time. Coach
Thank
Stoops,
you.
Thank you for your time today, and we'll see you Saturday.